So hi guys, as we said, we've got CQ here with us from Philadelphia. Finally got that right. And we've done the unboxing of the Rolex Daytona. So we'll bring it up on the screen here.
Look at that beauty.
Little gem. CQ was kind enough to find this for us with Watchbox, who we've done a little bit of stuff with over time, and very grateful for the opportunity for them to find us this watch. Normally not in a shirt, CQ, so this is our brunch Dubai shirts. I will
yes.
For this one wildly now, but it does help that if I spill anything down it, you can't really notice it.
Exactly. When brunching, one needs a nice tropical themed shirt to really get the full energy and everything, the alignment of a true brunch. You know, you need a nice, colorful, light shirt, you know, you need to get active, you need to get down and dirty to get it done, you know.
That's why a shirt should be.
Yeah, definitely. That Daytona came in a great piece. I know Terry has been hunting for a sport piece for a while, and you as well. And I thought that was such a cool pickup for you because you are so into cars and the Outlaw Garage, and it just fits into not only your love of cars but also your lifestyle very well. Because you're pretty active, and when things are normal, you know, you're out on the track or the dunes every weekend. So that's a piece that can really do anything with you.
Just the quality of the watch and the I guess because it is used, you know, these are particularly hard to get hold of if you're going into a reseller, into a retailer, and you're trying to buy one of these. Unless you've got a brilliant relationship and you've been buying these watches for a long time, you're probably not going to get on the list for a long time. So it's good to kind of pick one up. Box, papers, all the elements with it, and get the quality of the watch, which is for all intents and purposes brand new.
Yeah, no, that was a really, really clean piece. So they don't make this model anymore with the steel bezel. So this was one of the last pieces to get out with the steel bezel. That one's in very, very clean condition. The bezel is perfect, and I really like it. I like it a little bit more than the new ones with the ceramic bezel, to be honest with you. Something about this just has a real nice classic appeal to it. And, you know, again, it's like a tank, right? You can do anything you want in it. The one thing we do pride ourselves here at Watchbox is trying to find the best examples of pieces. You know, so if I have a Daytona, it's going to have box and papers. If it doesn't have box and papers, it's going to be cleaned up. It's going to be checked out. We're going to make sure everything works really good. You get an extra 2-year warranty from us on that. And what's really good about our warranty is you work directly with the brands. So anything goes wrong, you send to a Rolex authorized service center directly to Rolex to get everything fixed up as well. So it's like a win-win situation in terms of the quality you get, knowing that, you know, we have your back, and being able to buy something, get it, enjoy it, and just have the satisfaction. It's not a brand new watch, but it feels brand new, and that one looks really brand new.
Yeah, you get the best of both worlds, don't you? You get the watch that you want, and then you get all the backup and the support that kind of comes with it. Like, and I know we looked at the ones which had the ceramic bezel, but I think for us, the fact that, like you said, we're always out and about doing something, a tank of a watch, you can put this on, wear it, you still get the style and kind of the elegance and the history of the watch with the Daytona element, but probably the ceramic bezel, you've got to be a little bit more careful of, that you don't chip it. Like, there's a... Oh.
That's the one thing people don't think about, is you can crack those ceramic bezels. You can, like, if you ding it, like, let's say you're working on a car or you're something and you swing hard, you can, like, nick it and chip it. You don't see it very often. On this piece, you can. You can definitely ding that watch. You can definitely, like any watch, put some marks on it, but you can always kind of polish that and get it back to new. And I do like that about that model, is that you don't have to think about it at all in terms of that. And it just, I don't know, to me, when I think Daytona, that's the one that pops in my head. The new one's really nice. The vintage ones are cool, but what you have there is just, like, to me, in my head, when Daytona comes to mind. And I think that one's a 2015 or 2016 models as well. So it's fairly new.
Yeah, and I guess, like, in a normal world where we would be sat in an office or wandering through, like, buildings all day and things like that, it's easy to kind of clunk your watch, wander through. And I know that might still be under a shirt or a jacket sleeve or just on your arm anyway. But then you don't really have to kind of worry about one of these. It is like wear it every day and really appreciate the quality that you've kind of purchased.
Exactly. It's something you don't have to think about, which I is one of my things with watches. I like watches that you don't really have to think about too much. You don't have to baby. You don't have to be super delicate with. The great thing about the Daytona as well is you don't think always about value, but you do have a good value retainer there because that's one of the most classic and iconic sports watches ever. So I don't know, it's a perfect watch from a value standpoint and from you could do anything. The screw down crowns on it, so you could take it swimming with you. There's nothing I wouldn't do with a Daytona, to be honest with you. I can't think of activity unless you're, I don't know, wreck diving for the Titanic or something. Then you need like a deep sea. But in your normal, and you will actually probably time cars with it. I think you'll find some fun ways to use a chronograph.
And I guess what I like about this one with the black face is that we did have the opportunity to buy a white face Daytona, and it must have been 5 or so years ago now. But what I did find is that this does look a little bit different on your wrist. So I found the white face kind of looked and actually felt like it sat a little bit smaller on the wrist. The watch didn't feel kind of as big or look as big when it was on your wrist, where the black face and the steel does kind of give it that more almost presence, although the black is, obviously darker, and where the white one shines a lot more, but it does look like a bigger watch on your wrist than the white face, which I thought was a little bit strange.
I think it's definitely like our eyes sometimes plays tricks on us. On the white, with the white going against the steel, it kind of makes you focus at the center of the watch. Where the black and the steel, especially since the bezel has black markings, it kind of makes your eyes have like a broader focus, if that makes sense. So the black dial, even though they're the same exact watch, the black dial does look and feel a little bit bigger just from an eye standpoint versus a white dial. And it's actually, it's a good point because I've had, we're lucky we have a bunch of watches next to each other, and that's what you feel. Sometimes it feels a little bit small. It's also, I feel the black is just a tad more versatile. Nice too, and you could do a lot of things with it. But like that watch, you could wear to work, you could wear it to the track, you could wear it to the beach, and not even think. If you had to go away for a month, right, and you're gonna be traveling for a month, you could travel with that watch, and maybe you get like a rubber strap aftermarket just for fun one day,
Yeah, and I think although the white has the kind of classic Paul Newman Daytona element to it, the black on, I think, more on when you're used to wearing kind of a bigger style watch and that's what your preference is towards, the black does fulfill that goal while still having the element of the history and the prestige that goes along with the watch.
Yeah, I agree. Looks good on you.
Yeah, that was something I definitely picked up on very quickly. So this one isn't the Zenith movement, is it?
No, so this one isn't the Zenith movement. The Zenith movement is stopped making in the early 2000s. And it's interesting because they're using Zenith movement for a long time. That one has a version of their in-house chronograph movement. The Zenith movement is regarded as one of the best. It's like I don't know a car parable of the top of my head, but it's like if somebody made a really, really nice engine, the best V6 out, and since the 70s they've had that engine. So many brands have used them, and so many brands to this day use a good Zenith movement. Rolex, I think, just wanted to bring everything in-house and make their own movement that they could service. A lot of people don't know when the Zenith movements first came out, Rolex actually had to tune it down a little bit so it could be easier for them to service because it was running at a much higher beat initially. So Rolex wanted to streamline it a little bit more.
Yeah, okay. I didn't know that at all.
It's an interesting thing, and that's one of the things you don't know because the Zenith movements are high beat 36,000. Rolex tune it down to 28,008, and it's in a nutshell the beats are, if me and you can run a mile and we might have the same time, but the higher beats is just more steps. more steps in my mile, meaning more accuracy down to like the seconds and the ticks there. And that's what you got in the Zenith movement. But Rolex was happy with that movement for a really long time. And I think the one thing about Rolex, they're like Ford, right? And they really made the machine of making watches a certain way. And now they make everything on their own. And you have the upgraded movement. In terms of functionality, not much difference, to be honest with you. You're not going to really see a difference between the two movements. Just people, they like to collect the Zenith movements. And the one thing with Rolex is like the company is so perfect. People like to collect things that are different and like a little bit out there for the brand. So you just hear people talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, okay, yeah. But really chuffed to bits with this. I think at the time of picking this up, we were looking at an old, more vintage style root beer, and that was kind of on the horizon for us to look at. And we did like the more vintage style watch on the root beer. Obviously, we'd looked at the Hulk. I think everybody kind of looks at that at the moment. And then with the recent news of perhaps them not being manufactured anymore, going out of I know that's been gossiped about for a long, long time, that's been talked about.
It seems, everybody I talk to thinks it. It's like one of the one Rolexes that during this situation with the market, the Hulk has not moved. Like at first, like it came out a little bit, and now they're selling same at the same mark they were before COVID started, and it's because people really believe that they might be discontinued. They have been on the market a while, so I could see it being done. But Rolex is one of those brands that they love for people to think that they know what they're doing.
For a long time, hasn't there? That the Daytona is going to get cancelled, and that the Hulk is going to get cancelled. But that has been conversation for a few years now, I think, hasn't it?
Yeah, no, a couple of years, because it's been produced for a long time, and usually Rolex doesn't do like color, like the Kermit, which is the anniversary, which is the green bezel black dial. They only made that for a few years, so nobody expected the Hulk to be made for so long, and it's just, it just seems like the time, and there's a lot of movement. Excuse me, there's a lot of rumors of maybe upgraded Submariner movement, maybe they changed around the case a little bit, they updated the GMT line. So it's a rumor that's been going around, and of course nobody at Rolex will confirm or deny. They're like, they're the CIA. If there is one in the watch industry, there's Rolex.
I think you're taking a bit of a punt at that at the moment, I think. But
they'll find you.
yeah. Where we've ended up at the moment, I think we're chuffed to bits for this. So thank you very much for all the help that you did for getting us this watch. And here's another bit of a flick. We will try and put some close-ups, and we'll try and do some amazing cinematography to pick up the watch. If we don't put that in the video, it's because we made a mistake and couldn't do that very well. But we are chuffed to bits with this. So I think it's going to get worn often, I think.
I hope so. I love when people watch it. I'm so glad you guys got it, and we got it to you. I'm very, very happy. You guys you adopted me when I was in Dubai for a little bit. So it's like, I'm very happy that we could do something special with you, and hopefully soon we can link up wherever we are and do another video in person. I think that'd be fun. Hopefully with a brunch nearby, we both can have our Hawaiian shirts on, right?
Yeah, we're definitely going to have to try and invest in some further shirts.
Yes. I have, that's funny enough, that's been my little thing now that like all the big shops are discounting. I've just been buying a bunch of Hawaiian shirts. Like, so come whenever they let us out, I will be prepared. I will be ready. Yeah.
So that's fantastic. So thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Something a little bit different for our channel. We've very rarely kind of drift away from either classics or air-cooled cars, but I thought this watch was a great opportunity to kind of show something a little bit different. Absolutely fantastic for CQ to join us. It's currently just after 8-9 o'clock here in Dubai time in the evening where CQ is. It's 8 hours behind. So
yeah, it's going on 2 in the afternoon. Still sunny.
CQ to join us. Hope everybody's keeping well and safe, and we'll see you in our next video. Thanks, guys. Thanks, CQ.
See you later. Well, my pleasure.